Tonight, see what truly exists inside the world of the paranormal. Inside. Join the discussion and review some of the best paranormal evidence captures from a wide variety of experienced and up-and-coming investigators. See and hear what they capture, where they captured it, and how they captured it. Right now on Entity Voices Paranormal Evidence.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Entity Voices Paranormal Evidence. I'm Chris.
Happy New Year. I'm Audra.
I am Tony.
Oh, you're so serious, baby. Hi, I'm Tony. No, I'm just trying to copy you. Hi, guys. Cherie. Happy New Year.
Hi, I'm Lourdes.
And hi, I'm Tony, because I want to copy him too. I'm wrong.
Seriously.
Chris, a lot of energy right out of the gate there. That's a good start. Now
hey, it's a new year, baby.
Yeah, 2024.
Goodness.
Hope everybody had a fantastic holiday and a happy new year and didn't feel too bad New Year's Day.
Oh, I see where you're going with that.
Yes.
Well, I don't know. Hard telling.
How could you not
Hey,
know what the point?
What one thing, Chris? Your mic's a little low.
Yeah.
Really?
So maybe just hit your settings button and take it off automatic and bring it up a little bit because you're much softer than everybody else.
Oh. I'll take phrases Chris Allgood has ever heard for 300.
How is that? Is that better?
That's better, yes.
Yes.
The softer Chris Allgood.
And for the record, I am not that soft.
I just meant the voice on the show.
Yep, and now we're on Facebook.
Since I was a teenager.
There goes the Facebook video.
Got the shake within the first 30 seconds.
There you go.
Hi.
Everybody have a good holiday?
It was nice. It was quiet.
Yeah.
And it was nice. Spend it with family. Yeah.
Okay. Just quick question. So we're already live. I haven't seen Facebook comment.
A lot of
Not
people.
a single one.
Carrie's on.
Carrie just commented, hi, guys. Hi, Carrie.
Hi, Carrie.
Chad Thomas just commented, hi, guys, on Facebook.
Yep.
Whoop, whoop. I haven't seen him since last year. There you go.
Oh, sorry. Too fast.
Yeah, but see that thing up on the top that says some destinations won't get comments?
Yeah.
For some reason, Facebook's been one of them. And I don't know why. They always used to show up.
Because I was closer to you.
Huh.
It should be gone.
Didn't it?
But we're on Facebook.
Yep.
People
Yeah,
are-
we're there.
It's not going to go.
Hello.
So go back to Everett. I hope it's going in the right direction. Was there a particular one we're supposed to be going in? Because
All right. There you go.
That seems,
hi, it's Scott.
Okay, so
I'm trying to figure out if that's the Grinch on steroids or if that's supposed to be like the Hulk. Sorry, guys.
Good question.
Here's the good news. Facebook is really on point. It just reminded me that I'm supposed to go live 5 minutes ago. So for those of you that are watching on Facebook, you might want to switch over to YouTube. Facebook's having a little bit of issues of the new year for some reason.
Hey, Melissa.
hi, Mel.
Yeah, and anybody on Facebook, none of your comments are showing up. If anybody on Facebook's post them and you don't see us posting them, because
Unfortunately.
we can't see them.
I mean, we see them pop up, but we're not on our
Right. We see them pop up on
on
Facebook.
Facebook. Yeah.
Correct. If you're watching Facebook, but
Yeah.
we only watch the StreamYard,
Right. We can't see it.
which,
Yeah.
which should pull them in.
I have Facebook on my phone
There's no comments.
showing it, and there's no comments.
Really?
I only see the ones you put up on the screen, yeah.
Well, and that also depends on
Right
where they
there.
joined from, too.
I have one, Carrie.
Yeah. Carrie's
Yeah.
on. Chad's on. Jenny's on.
So it depends on where they joined from. If they joined from Tony Rathman is live now, Entity Voices, we're seeing comments on there. Plus, they could have joined from UNX. They could have joined from
Oh, there's Carrie.
Yes.
Southern Entities. There she is. Yep.
Hey, Carrie.
So it all depends on which one they connected from.
All right.
It is being spicy tonight. Wait.
She's always spicy, Scott.
I've been paying attention to Sheree.
Yeah, she's.
I just ate a pizza with what you call that?
Red pepper.
Red pepper.
Oh, so he hit it on the nose.
Yeah, he did. Grab on the nose.
Serious.
Fight fire with fire.
Oh.
Yeah, Chris.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, nice.
2 years in a row, I might add.
Whoop.
That's awesome.
He's our employee of the year too.
Yeah.
He runs the show. Yeah. You're our employee of the year.
I'm the employee of the year for EVP.
Yeah.
That's funny.
That's fair.
Where's my plaque,
Sorry,
damn
I'm a
it?
little slow.
Oh yeah, we owe you a plaque. Sorry. When we make money off of the paranormal, I get you a plaque.
Yeah. Hang on now.
Funny, Lord.
I
Yeah.
think we've all been doing this long enough to realize that shit ain't gonna happen.
This is for fun, for passion.
For
Hey,
death.
Tracy. Tracy.
The only people making money off the paranormal from us is our credit card companies.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
True.
All right, guys, we don't have a whole lot to talk about because it's been the holidays. I mean, Ron and Lourdes and Tony and Cherie have been doing Staticom Live. If you guys haven't been paying attention, you've been sleeping.
Yep.
Been doing a lot of sessions online. Tony got his computer back up, I see.
No, I got a brand new computer because
That's what I mean.
I ran into the same problem
That
Ron
Ron
ran into. I had done what I thought would be some upgrades, and then my computer went, nah, can't handle it. And so I had to buy a brand new i7 13700 processor, 16 cores, 32 megabytes of RAM, and it handles it well. But it took me days to rebuild it, and then the settings on every component. And what I noticed was, like, I was getting bursts and stuff with the old one, and guess what? Those bursts were not part of the system.
Yeah.
It was because I believe the processor was struggling so hard to keep up that those bursts were just a reaction to the computer not knowing what it was doing next.
It creates feedbacks too.
Right. And then we were getting terrible echo. So I got the new one hooked up, and I noticed that I changed one knob on one component, and you can literally hear the difference now. I couldn't hear anything before. I was turning knobs left and right. I couldn't hear anything. I'm like, okay, doesn't do anything. Oh, yes, it does.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Glad you worked it out.
Yes, sir.
Well, it's still in process. I did a couple of tests. I know you guys have been running. Ron's been running Staticom left and right, which was awesome. I'm still trying to get it on track to where I want it. Oh yeah. We had.
That's true. That's true. That was a really good. Tony had some really, really good stuff come through on History of Haunting. And the other funny tie-in to not only did I think because you started with a stronger computer, so mine hit the wall first.
Right.
But if you remember, I got some really, really good captures at the end of that computer's life as the main piece in Staticom. That your instrument creating pulsing beats, bad connection, that came in on the old computer because it was malfunctioning. So it got some really good stuff. So I'm not surprised at how well it performed, because I think in a lot of instances it's almost irrelevant if the machine's facilitating it. It's still gonna work.
Yeah, Todd. Yes, the new computer. It's like a dream come true. I mean, it handles everything I've thrown at it, and I keep throwing stuff at it, and it's still hasn't even hiccuped. So
Nice.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you meant Tony.
who's phony, Gio?
It's funny.
Phony. Yeah. Well, Phony Rathman. It's not really him. It's an actor playing him.
That's right.
Tony couldn't be here tonight, so we have Phony Rathman.
That's right.
He runs Erraticom.
Next Monday, that's what I'm saying.
And he does it with a speaking spell.
So true.
And a beeper. And a satellite dish.
Right.
And the aluminum hat.
And an aluminum hat. It's all been documented on his appearances.
That's right.
That's funny. Yeah, that was the History of a Haunting show. You got really good stuff.
Well, when Thomas was given his name and you said that's not Thomas Edison, and then I asked and he's like, yeah. I was like, oh, wow.
That was weird. That was something I just intuited that from watching. I don't know why. And sometimes I hesitate to do it because that's your show. And I don't want to make it about us. We're watching the show in support of you. But it's just like, I got to say something. I just felt it. And then that ended up being, I guess, the response to it. But it is funny. The response. Yep. Because my grandfather did work for Edison Labs in West Orange, New Jersey.
That's so cool.
John Curley. What up, John Curley?
John Curley.
So,
all right, guys, we have a special New Year's treat for you. You know, we broadcast Parunity. We bring on. That was nuts. That's awesome.
No,
yeah,
good for you guys.
Awesome.
That is fantastic.
And good for HOH too.
Yeah, HOAH.
HOH.
History of a Haunting. HOAH.
Didn't I say that?
No, you said HOH.
HOH. But it was very.
Oh, you're doing an EVP where it's really fast.
That's right.
Down. We gotta do that.
Better than an HOA.
Yeah. You need to boots her and slow it down.
Slow it down. Listen to it again. You'll hear it. I promise.
You'll hear it.
Yeah, she's been watching Anthony Seminelli too long. I got a headache. Hey, over there.
Oh, that's
funny.
Yeah. Good point.
So we got a special treat for you now that we got goofy like we always do, and it ain't over yet, y'all. We always bring in different level of investigators, new ones, old ones, ones that have been around for a long, young ones, since we put it that way. Yeah, young ones, old ones.
Who are you calling old?
Not us.
Not us. Yeah. We're not mature enough to be called old yet.
Yeah.
Tonight we got a really fantastic group. This group was introduced to me through Scott Riddick with PPNT. It's a group that I'm not quite sure how they met. I'll let them tell us about it. But this is Jennifer and Bryan Grill of Two Rivers Paranormal. They're just north of us here in Locust, North Carolina. They're about 2 hours north of us in a little town called Eden, North Carolina. They have they've done Trans Allegheny. They started buying equipment and started doing investigations. They've done Ohio State Reformatory, USS North Carolina, the Monroe House, and many others. They're also starting to do private homes and businesses in their area too, which is fantastic. And they've only been doing this for about 3 years now. So let's go ahead and introduce Bryan and Jennifer of Two Rivers. There they are.
Hey,
welcome.
Happy New Year.
Joe.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Welcome.
Yes, welcome. It's
Thank you.
always fantastic to have new people on the show, that, especially people that are new to the paranormal community, because we love bringing serious investigators in that produce some good evidence. And some of the evidence they got tonight, guys, is really good. Actually, all of it's really good. I should have said that differently, but
on behalf of all,
but we only got some of what they got. So there you go. There. That's why she's here. She saves me from looking like an idiot sometimes. So do me a favor, Jennifer and Bryan. Start out by telling us how Scott found you guys and sent you our way, and then tell us how you got hooked on the paranormal and whose fault it is.
Yes. So Scott, their group was setting up an investigation at a local haunted establishment, and we were interested in going to that investigation. So I had actually reached out to Scott on Facebook, and that's how we met Scott.
Okay.
And then we've been doing this. Bryan got me tickets to the Trans Allegheny public investigation for Christmas one year, and we've just been doing it ever since.
Nice.
Very nice.
If there's one place that's going to hook you, it's definitely Trans Allegheny.
It's not disappointed me yet.
Yeah.
It'll either hook you or they won't let you get out. That's fantastic. So what is it that intrigued you guys? Okay, Bryan, I'm going to ask you first. What is it that intrigued you from that first investigation? And y'all, you're in the paranormal when you get Trans Allegheny investigation tickets for Christmas.
Very right.
So, I mean, it was just really kind of cool being in such like a historic location at night. I mean, I like history and stuff, so that was really cool. And then toward the very end of the night, I saw a shadow figure, which is the first one I'd ever seen, and that was kind of it. I want to see it again. I want to see full apparitions. I want to catch this, because we had a really cheap camera with a really cheap IR light, and so I couldn't see down the hallway very well with the camera. It was unfortunate.
Yeah. And Jennifer, what made you ask him for tickets to Trans Allegheny?
I've been watching the OGs all my life, Ghost Hunters, since I was little. I've always wanted to go and do that.
That's awesome. That's fantastic.
That's
so,
cool.
So were either one of you skeptics going in?
No, I think I've always had it like in the back of my it was one of those things where it's I didn't really believe, but also did not believe. So I was kind of hovering in the middle.
How about now?
Oh, and it's there. I mean, some of the stuff that I've heard there's no one around me and someone's whispering in my ear, that it seals it.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Especially when you experience like it's not a recorder and you actually experience that whisper. You heard that whisper.
Oh yeah.
It's
there was an experiment that we tried where a friend of ours went down at the end of the hallway and it's like, if this happens, that's it. I'm done. I'm going back up the hallway. And we were down. I mean, the hallway had to have been almost 100 yards, pitch black. And something told him not to look in this room. So he's like, it's it for me. So he told me, he says, think of something that's going to scare you and go down at the end of the hallway and just sit there. I'm like, okay. So I thought, if something whispers in my ear, that's it. And I'm sitting there for 10 minutes, about to give up, saying it's not going to work. Sometimes it doesn't. And then I hear I'm coming in my ear. I'm like, that's it. Okay, cool. As I'm walking back up, a friend of mine, Ben, from Cross Country Paranormal, he asked me, he's like, what happened? As I'm getting ready to tell him, he sees a full apparition of a nurse across the hallway behind me.
Oh,
wow.
And so that was it was wild. He's freaking out. I'm like, what happened? Yeah.
That's fantastic. That is really fantastic. What's awesome is that you guys were interested in it to begin with. And I got to tell you, you picked the best location to do first. Because anybody that, I don't know if any of you guys haven't been to Trans Allegheny yet, right?
No, we haven't.
No,
we haven't either.
No, we haven't.
I can tell you it is other than Phelps Dodge Mining Hospital, it is the most haunted location that I've ever investigated.
Really?
Oh yeah. In one night, we had more experiences, but that's where I got my EVP, was at Tala.
Oh yeah, that's right.
The lobotomy EVP. And that place is just insane. You see stuff, you hear stuff, you feel stuff, you chase stuff, you get tons of evidence from it. Anthony Simonelli he got stuff thrown at him when we were doing the investigation with him that night.
Yeah.
The place is just,
And he didn't deserve it.
When I was there the first time, I was walking into the kitchen and I had a piece of plaster come off the wall at me and smack into the back of the door and just shatter into a bunch of little pieces.
Wow.
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 I used to think Trans Allegheny was the scariest place I've been, but Monroe House is probably it tops Trans Allegheny, I think.
Really?
Yeah.
Where's that at?
In Indiana, it's in Hartford City, Indiana. The Monroe House, I don't really know the history behind it. I haven't really looked into it, but Ben asked us if we wanted to go, so we went. My hair was standing on end from the time I walked in the door until I left.
Wow.
Gonna have to check that one out now. Awesome. So let's go ahead and look at some of your evidence. So let's start with the first one we got for you guys is cabin.
Cabin on 360. That's
Cabin on 360.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about that one.
So that one, I believe it is just me and Marcy. And so the cabin on 360, you have the cabin, and then there's also a house on the property. The records don't really show when the home was added, but there was a murder there. There was a family with a little girl, and I think they adopted the boy. I'm not sure, but he was much older. He ended up killing the little girl there. And then hiding in a refrigerator. And then hiding her in a refrigerator box outside.
Oh,
So
wow.
me and Marcy we're actually in Melissa's room when we're getting this activity.
Okay. All right, let's take a listen. Here we go.
That was a really good try to push the ball back. You want to try one more time?
Did you say something? Can you please say it again?
There you go. Good job. It's okay if you can't push it. Just try really hard. Melissa, can you light that ball up? If you're okay with us asking you some questions. If you'd like us to stay and talk to you for a little bit.
Did you make it cold in here?
Oh, fantastic. That was great.
Very nice. Yeah.
Yeah, I think at the end there, I think that Boo Bear actually registers temperature, so it could actually register that it got colder.
Oh.
Right. Well, the awesome fact is that you guys are using two pieces of equipment, and you're getting what we talk about with timing and relevance. You're asking them to activate the ball, and you're getting a direct response. You're getting a response from the bear, which I guess it's also an EMF detector, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so you're getting an EMF with the bear, and not too long after that, you're also getting an intelligent response because it's lighting up the ball, which you ask it to do.
Yes.
That's pretty awesome.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
And the voice was the bear also, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, the voice is coming from the bear.
I said the same thing to Trey. I'm like,
Little
the bear's talking, right?
Kind of entice them to talk to us.
It'd been really cool if it wasn't the bear.
Yeah. Now that particular location, we also had some other crazy stuff happen. So we were there with Candy Howard and Ashley Moreno, and we all had the bright idea that we were going to do a sensory, but I was going to like do a sensory and kind of walk through the woods where it was telling me to go. So I did, and there is this weird tree out there in the woods that they say has like a portal or something. Well, unbeknownst to me, somebody else in our group had placed something there at the tree. But what it was telling me in my head was something there that shouldn't be there. And when I actually got to the tree and we started looking for it, I found it. And I was like, this is what's not supposed to be. And then we took it inside, and that's when we learned that he had actually placed it there.
Wow.
A tight reed, like made out of iron or something.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Yeah.
Oh, that's very cool. But you were sensory. You had your vision was impaired. You had goggles on.
Yes. So with sensory,
Sleep
I had
mask.
it was a sleep mask on.
Okay.
I could still hear. I just couldn't see where I was telling them to go. Like I would tell them we need to go this way, or I would just point which way that I felt like we needed to go.
Right on.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
That is way cool.
Yeah.
You weren't walking around in the woods without being able to see, though.
Yes.
But
Sure.
she But
they were holding on to me though.
Right.
Okay, good. I was
He was telling them what to do.
Yeah.
Just walking angry.
No.
Didn't send her out in the woods with a blindfold.
You don't work with those people anymore.
Like, please.
We're gonna blindfold you. We're gonna put a tail on the back of your pants and sling you into the
You know,
And send you off.
see if you come back.
That's funny.
Well, that's interesting that it led to something.
Yeah, that was
It is really
cool.
cool.
Cool experiment. Yeah.
I was excited. I was hoping I was going to get to keep it, but he was like, "No, that's my ring." I'm like, "Well, here."
Damn it.
No prize.
All right, so the next clip we got is the USS North Carolina.
Yeah. So with that one, we're in the warrant officers.
Is it the warrant officer?
Yeah, it was
Okay.
the warrant officers like mess, I guess, kind of hangout area or something. And with that one, we're giving it a reward for doing what we ask it to do.
And then the other people in that clip are from Only Phantoms Paranormal out of the Raleigh area, Durham Paranormal, and Jennifer the Psychic is there with us too, I believe.
Oh, wow. That is a super active area. We got a ton of stuff in that area when we did the USS North Carolina. We actually had our first smell experience. Audra and I were in that mess hall right there for the officers' mess hall, and we stood there for a minute. And I went, "Do you flipping smell that?" We could smell meat, we could smell bread, we could smell gravy. It was like they had just cooked dinner, and that has never happened before. It was amazing.
Awesome.
All right, let's take a look at that clip. Here we go.
What? Yeah. But it seems like it's trying to touch multiple things.
Thank you for doing that, but I need you to touch the box that plays music. And then I will play the music that I played earlier. Thank you very much. Thank you. That was a very short one. You probably will annoy with me now, sir.
That's all.
So I had YouTube the song from like 1942 that I played, and we got a little bit of activity. I was like, great. Well, if you do this, I'll play it again.
Oh, wow.
Wow. So you got a direct response, and it turned on the piece of equipment you specifically asked it to turn on.
That's very cool. Very.
Yeah.
Hey, who was the gentleman on the Queen Mary when we did the 4-day live that used music to, what was his name? We've had him on the show.
The magician?
No.
No.
No, the guy who brought in the vintage dancers and singers to create the spirit activity.
Wow. Our budget does not allow for a dancing. I've asked.
Correct.
No kidding.
I can't remember. He was on our show.
Does he have his own podcast?
No. He
I remember who went with you.
Anyway, sorry. I'll think of it eventually. But yeah, music is
one of a good trigger.
a great trigger object, especially because they relate to it. It probably brings back personal emotions or feelings about good times, bad times, whatever. But it's an effective trigger object.
Yeah. We saw it happen. Remember at you guys, Tony Tree, have been there with us at White Hill Mansion in South New Jersey, Fieldsboro. We were there years back with Robert and Sandra Bandoff of Barefoot Paranormal, and he started playing German folk music. And they had the German mercenaries, the Hessians, who had been through there. And
to this day, I still haven't seen K2 activity like that. But go ahead.
Yeah,
continue.
I was just going to say it was completely inactive up until that point. And the basement's supposed to be one of the hot spots. Nothing was really going on. And then he plays the music, and all of a sudden K2s start lighting up or pods. And then I was calling out combinations like that one up, then that one. and then that one, and they were doing the patterns as I called them.
Yeah,
and I'd never
Not
seen
just
that.
one time.
Yeah.
It was like, I don't know, like a minute or two. Like it was crazy. I never seen, to this day, I still have not seen K2 activity like that. Literally, every time he said, light that one up, that would light up. And there was several, and they would light up. I never seen that. And it was when they played the German music.
Yeah.
We had a situation at St. Albans. We had two K2s side by side. And when we put the flashlight on it, they would go crazy like a Christmas tree at the same levels. And so we turned the flashlight off. They'd stop, put it back on. So we're like, okay, well,
Try a different flashlight.
it's the flashlight. And then later on, we had a K2 sitting and it was going, and I put my flashlight on it and it was still going. I dropped it, it cut off, and I put it back on and it cut off and it stayed off. And I held it for a couple minutes, like, oh, so it's not the flashlight. So something was up there playing with both of them at the same time.
Right. Yeah, the flashlight wouldn't cause it to go
I was
off.
gonna say that too. I don't think
we had never heard of that, and we asked a bunch of people, because I think Candy was on live when we did that, and she was asking
it was
people.
It was just weird because every time we shine the flashlight on it, they just go nuts.
Yeah. Well, now you know that it was an indication that they were giving you.
Yeah.
Because it wouldn't go off because of the flashlight.
No, good.
That's pretty cool.
You guys have been doing this for 2 years, you said?
Yes.
So good instincts to try something like that as far as a trigger with the music, because it does seem to be effective for a lot of people.
Yeah.
And you obviously had success with it.
Yes.
Right.
That's awesome.
And props to you guys for doing it for such a short amount of time. Watching your clips from your investigations, you guys don't seem like you're newbies.
No, because even with and granted, because you didn't know, right? But just the fact that you acknowledged that it was happening with the flashlight, and you did not jump to conclusions right away to say that it was spirit, and then you looked into it and found out that the flashlight will not cause it. That's good, though. That's the way you should.
Analytical approach,
investigate.
right? Which removes that one of the criticisms that we all get is that you're doing this so you believe everything's a ghost. No, we don't. Right. And there's proof of it.
Yeah, and that's kind of what we wanted to do. We wanted to make sure that we're not jumping to conclusions. We want to actually put things to the test when we started.
Right.
I remember when we started paranormal investigation, we jumped right away with the orbs. We're so excited. I'm like, oh my God, look, orbs.
Yeah, I have this clip of her just going nuts because all the orbs. I'm like, that's dust.
Later on, we figure out
figured
it's
it out.
dust.
Same thing with us, but Ron knew and I didn't. I opened the attic closet door. I'm like, whoa, like all excited. Whoa, look at this. He goes, I think that's, and he was sweet. Like, he knew it was dust. He goes, I think that's dust, honey.
We posted on Facebook.
We had one where I called a spirit by name in Hotel San Carlos.
Yeah.
And then this thing just from what looked like, now granted, we now understand the relationship to how close it is to the lens and the light coming off the camera, making it, but this floating object came from what looked like around the corner of the room and then came right up to the lens. And I'm like, ah! Of course, this was 14 years ago. We posted it, so he's like, that's dust. I'm like, what?
Yeah. You haven't been in this field if you haven't made an ass out of yourself with something that you feel like you should have known, right? Chris, didn't you say that Audra was talking to a Wi-Fi router at the USS North Carolina?
On the USS North Carolina.
Yeah.
We were with a group in Gettysburg one time, and I thought it was miraculous that every time we would talk to the people in other parts of the house, the spirits were responding because all the K2s and the REM pods were going off. It was the walkie-talkie.
Yeah.
That's another one that gets you when you don't know.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we've all been there.
The whole cell phone too. If you haven't put it in airplane mode and you're filming and every time you bring it up, the K2 is going crazy when you ask. Yeah, it's the cell phone.
That happens at Queen Mary.
It did. Not to us, but it did.
So, Jen and Brian, we were setting up. We were actually investigating with PPIT and Carrie Hopper from History of a Haunting podcast. We got the USS North Carolina. There was like 10 of us, and we did it in July Don't ever do that.
No, that's when we did it.
Yeah. Well, and then to top it off, it was 99% humidity. There was a storm moving in. It was 99 degrees. And I told them, turn off all the fans so you don't ruin my EVPs.
Yeah.
And oh my God, it was miserable.
Oh, it was bad.
Yeah, we tried that for about 2 or 3 minutes, and we was like, "Nah, cut them back on."
Yeah. Oh no, we left them off all night. It was miserable. We were down in the bunk area right next to the bathroom, just next to the mess hall right there, the real active area. And I'm setting up a camera, and Andra walks around and she videotapes herself with a K2, and she gets tons of responses with this. She's been doing it forever. She gets great communication. Well, that night
I got really great communication.
she's in the bunk area, and I'm like, "What are you doing? We're trying to set up." And she's like, "But I'm getting great responses." I'm like, "That's because the Wi-Fi is doing such a fantastic job." The router that they have on the ship, right above her head, and every time she would ask a question, it was hilarious.
Yeah, the Wi-Fi kind of like makes it pulses.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah.
That's exactly what happened.
Yeah, I also found out if you hit a radio real close to a REM pod, it will make it go off too.
A walkie-talkie, you mean? Or radio? Yeah.
Yeah, that's
what we were talking about.
What happened to me was I saw all the EMF things light up, and I was like, look, every time they talk to us, the spirits get excited. No, they don't.
The funny thing, I actually knew. I was the one that told me, no, it's the walkie-talkie, because I had already gone through that with another team. I was like, no, honey, that's the walkie-talkie. So I repaid the dusting back.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we all got each other back somehow.
And then I think the only other thing I can think of is Facebook Live will set a K2 off too if you're close enough to it.
Yeah, but that's
I did. We were at the Monroe House, and they found bodies in the crawl space of the house, and they've actually opened up that wall so you can actually get into the crawl space.
Oh.
And they've got it sealed off with a window where they actually found the bodies. So I'm like, well, great, I'm going to do a Facebook Live down here. And I had my K2 up on the window and a cat ball. And I'm on live, and the K2's just going crazy. And I didn't think about that at all. So now I'm on live like, this is wild. You can hear in the background. It's like Facebook Live will do that. I'm like, oh, no.
Yeah.
Damn it.
Darn it.
Yeah.
All right,
Facebook Live or Facebook Live or just the phone. You don't even need to be on. Just put it and it'll.
Yeah. Oh yeah. If you have an app open and running, it'll got it. Yeah. All right. So the next piece we have is the Monroe House.
Oh, nice.
Speak of the devil.
Yeah. So that one, there's a room in there, and the guy he'll let you sleep in there if you want to. Well, he told us we could. I wasn't doing that. The room where the beds are has a cabinet in it that looks very similar, almost identical to the one in The Conjuring, the movie, where they're clapping. So I had a bright idea to go in there blindfolded. Well, we sent Ben in there blindfolded. And he's facing the wall, and he's clapping like they do in the game, in the movie. He didn't like it.
Yeah, I think the Monroe House has some stuff to do with the demonic or something. There's like some rituals or stuff. It's got Ouija boards all throughout the house.
Wow. All right, so here's that clip.
In case I cry, I gotta make sure my face hides. Okay, are they gonna ask questions?
Yeah, Jennifer's ready. Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Are you gonna start now?
Yeah.
All right. Why are you avoiding us?
Jennifer, was that you moving? Jennifer, was that you moving?
No.
Don't play with me, Brian.
I'm not.
Wow. I have two questions. One, can we see that again? And two, was that a lightsaber on the bed? Because
yeah, it was. It was a little red lightsaber.
That's awesome.
That's awesome.
Was there anybody talking at the very end of the clip? Because there's a really, really light whisper at the end.
Yeah, there was conversation. It sounded like somebody asked somebody.
Yeah, my daughter went with us as well. I didn't know it was that on it before we went. I would have never took her, but she went with us. I think that was her laughing.
Okay. Let's watch that again. That's a good one.
In case I cry, I gotta make sure my face hides. Okay, are they gonna ask questions?
Yeah, Jennifer's ready. Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Are you gonna start now?
Yeah.
All right. Why are you avoiding us?
Jennifer, was
Don't
that you
fucking play with
moving?
me.
Jennifer, was that you moving?
No.
Don't play with me, Brian.
I'm not.
Okay, there's 2 claps before the claps that you recorded, and there's a male whisper at the end.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
We
too,
heard the
yeah.
whisper too at the end.
Travis. We had another guy who's in the back behind the camera who was in the room also.
Yeah.
Tell them not to whisper.
Answer it later and look at it.
Yeah.
We'll stick Cherie on them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, when you guys get a chance, review that clip again because there's 2 claps before the 2 claps that you guys.
Well, there was something that Brian reacted to before.
And that
the
might
two
have been the
claps.
2 claps.
It might have been, yeah.
Yeah. So it did it twice. That's awesome.
Yeah.
All right. So the next 2 clips are from Harriman.
Yes.
Yes.
I'm trying to remember which ones.
Well, clip number 1, it says Harriman 1.
1 and 2.
Yeah.
Would that help?
Some semblance of order from that.
And that you were talking about.
Don't mess it up. He's got a lightsaber.
Yeah. So I'm trying to remember which ones they are.
Do you want to play?
We can
first?
play it.
That's right.
Yeah, we'll play the first.
All right. So let's play it first. Here we go.
I don't know. I don't know what he's doing.
I heard that one.
Yeah, I heard it. Yeah.
Yeah, that was actually caught on the camera. That's not an EVP that I overlaid from a recorder. That was caught on the actual camera. That nobody.
Wow.
Yeah, that was the end of the night. We're wrapping things up. There was a staircase that when everybody took the tour of the hospital before we started investigating, that the door moved on. So that was the scary staircase. But that was on the 2nd floor, which was the connector hallway to the other units.
Okay. So that's that one has. Does it go across the street or does it stay in the one building?
No, it stays in the building.
Yeah.
Okay. Because there is another building across the street, correct? Isn't there 2 buildings at Heroin? There's one.
Well, there's it's all in the same block. So I don't think it actually crosses the street, but there's the old building and the new building. And that's the whole way that
They're like
connected
all
the 2.
connected together.
Gotcha. You guys want to hear that one again?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think there's more whispering.
Here we go. Play it again.
I don't know. I don't know what he's doing.
Mm-hmm.
At the very end, it goes.
Yeah, there's a breath at the end.
Yeah.
That was me.
It was you?
Yeah, that's me saying, oh.
Oh, okay.
Very nice that you do that.
No, I was thinking the same thing. I was like, they're good because that's good that you know that. That's good.
Situational awareness.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was a little out of breath from walking up the stairs. That's why it comes out a little breathy.
That's good.
That's
all right. And then oftentimes too, what we'll do is we'll tag those things audibly on the recording so that if you don't remember that, you don't think that it was something else too.
Yeah. Right.
But it's good that you remembered because the one before that was good. Don't stop.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good point.
All right. So here's Harriman 2. Here we go.
Nice.
Very faint. It's there, but it's very.
It's
very
probably too hard, right? It's probably
Yeah, StreamYard
because it was hard to hear.
Probably muffled it a little bit.
Yeah.
None of us there had investigated that before. I mean, that was a brand new location for all of us. So, we'd all heard stories and seen it on TV. So we all kind of went in there like, well, what's happening? What's going on? And then we've already had a bunch of activity before that video happened. So that's when she's like, I think everybody's just a little jumpy.
Can imagine.
Yeah, and then it wanted to know why. Why are you jumpy?
Yeah,
Yeah, that's why.
Because you're getting the shit out of me. That's why. I don't care what anybody says. We've been to private homes. We've been to businesses. We've been to USS North Carolinas. There's nothing more haunted than a hospital. Every hospital or lunatic asylum that we've been to, we have just gotten so much stuff and had so much experiences. There's nothing more intense than investigating a hospital.
Those are my favorite. Hospitals, jails, and asylums. I can't say no.
No. Hospitals, jails, and asylums. Oh my.
Yeah.
Somebody had to say it.
If you think about any of those three locations and figure what, emotional trauma probably occurred. I mean, hospitals, you have everything from birth to death and everything in between.
Mhm.
Asylums, you have just crazy activity, treatment. They for years didn't make enough money, were understaffed. The conditions were horrible. So again, emotional trauma for the patients and maybe even the workers. So again, that leaves marks on the building, the land, the atmosphere, everything in between. What was the third one? Asylums, hospitals, and what?
Prison, jails.
Oh, yeah, not bad. I mean, prison, same thing. I mean, so
there's a lot of strong emotions concentrated in one place. Yep.
Correct.
Yep.
Correct.
Well, and mental instability seems to be a contributing factor to it too, for some reason.
Leave us out of it.
Maybe it's just the paranormal community.
Christoph. Yeah, that's true. You saw in the comments too, Tower Paranormal. That's our friend Raul. You have to say it like that, like you're howling at the moon.
Yeah, Raul.
There you go. See, and he said that honest and took responsibility for the something. Yeah, that's.
Yep.
Yeah.
When you do it for the right reasons, you're genuinely curious. Even if somebody was not honest and said, "Oh, that was another voice," they know, and you're not in this to fool yourself. So I mean,
Right. Don't get that. Yeah.
But that is good though that somebody noticed that too.
Which is fantastic. It's something we appreciate as a group of people that have been doing this for so long, is to see integrity that's still in the paranormal community. You guys will learn the longer that you're in the paranormal community. There's a mixture of people in the paranormal community. Most of the people are great people, but there are those that are lacking some integrity. And no, I'm not going to say anybody in particular because I don't have anybody in particular in mind, but it happens. There are a lot of people out there looking for fame, and sometimes they'll do stuff that they shouldn't just to say, "Hey, I got great evidence." When the great evidence is there, you just got to put in the time and do it. Hit the streets, man. Put up the flyers. That's how you get the paranormal evidence, right? But you guys are fantastic. The honesty and integrity coming out of you guys is fantastic. So
yeah, which is really good.
Yeah,
we're close. We need to do an investigation together.
Yeah, absolutely.
So the next three clips you have, and I saved these three for last because it's one of my favorite locations, is Tala.
Yes.
Yes, this is our second visit.
This is your second visit?
First and second visit. There's both of them in there.
Oh yeah, the first and second visits in there.
So we have Tala Revisit 2, Tala 1, and Tala Revisit.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, the Tala one is our first time being there with the group
the
investigation in the kitchen. I hate that kitchen.
The kitchen is where Anthony got the thing thrown at him.
Yeah. Where plaster come off of the wall at me?
Oh wow, really?
What happened?
Yeah. So
what happened?
I thought about it where maybe it just fell off the wall because it's it's damp in there, it's wet, plaster's coming off anyway.
Nah.
Sure.
But the door to the wall was, it was 6 inches to a foot apart.
Mm-hmm.
So if it were just fall, it wouldn't have hit in the angle it hit, and then hit her in the leg. She was another foot off the door.
Yeah.
Right. So the trajectory of the object is what makes it
how it fell.
a lot more.
Right.
All right, a lot more anomalous.
Just the sheer amount of pieces it shattered into, you could tell it was like forced.
Yeah.
Loud, yeah.
Well, same thing with Simonelli. It came right at him.
Right.
So he actually caught it on a camera that he was holding, and he had a body cam, and he caught it on both from different angles, and it was coming at him. So it couldn't have fallen off of anything.
Right.
Himself at this point.
Yeah, that's another good takeaway too. Is that and we learned this, I think, originally from Uncle Giuseppe and Anthony, right? The whole concept of, I know other people do it now too, body cams. You put the camera on, you can magnetically or harness it onto your chest. Some people have it on their hat, whatever.
Yeah.
And then you're capturing constantly. And sometimes Anthony Simonelli from Secrets Club of the Paranormal in Queens, New York. Here he goes. I was hitting the chef. He puts body cam. He's like a robot. He's got a body cam on the front, and he's got one on his back. So if he hears something moving behind him, he doesn't have to turn around and go, it was gone. He's getting it while he's hearing it. So he's got, right? Yeah. He's got to stick them on his ribs on the side now.
Back and the sides too. 360.
We had one where we don't have this on video, so it's not, in here. But I swear to this day, she saw something else. I saw Ben from Cross Country Paranormal. I saw him at Ohio State.
And
it walked from one side of the prison cell, the block, to the other side. So I went to go tell him something. I went around the corner. He's gone. So I'm like, well, where is he? So I went into the gear room that we had, and he's been there for about 15 minutes.
Well, it's known for doppelgangers, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
He saw me, her, and my brother go into a broom closet while we were in the West Wing bathroom.
With our flash, he's seen us with our flashlights and everything.
Wow.
But we had been in the shower room for like 30 minutes.
Wow.
That'd be a fantastic video capture to get.
That would have been great.
Yeah.
Imagine watching yourself walking through part of the facility. You are.
Like I wasn't there.
I'd go hook his ass and make him go to work so I can stay home.
Yeah.
I think it just knows when you're not filming, because that's when it doesn't.
Oh, yeah. It happens quite often. Hey, for everybody watching, we haven't done this in a while, so I figured I'd throw one out there because my wife reminded me and did the whole thing. For those of you that are listening on the UNX audio program, UNX is going to be moving over to the next program in about 4 minutes, but we are going to continue live on Facebook and YouTube with Jennifer and Bryan from Two Rivers Paranormal, and they've got 3 more clips to show, but we're not giving up, and we're not going anywhere until those are done. So, and maybe I'll throw in the lobotomy scream so they can see what I caught at Tala. We'll see what we got going on there. Yeah. So here's the first one. Tala Revisited 2.
Okay.
So let's play that one, then you guys can talk about it. Here we go.
Okay, we're coming. Bye.
Something pacing down there.
I know.
Did you hear it?
No, absolutely.
Heard that.
Yeah.
That's the 4th floor, correct?
Yes. So that was the alcoholic section on the 4th floor. And that was just me and Ben. We had gone up there, and every time we went up there, we did not have a good feeling. We did not want to be there. But at the same time, we're also...
That's their favorite place.
Yeah.
In the whole building, but they don't want to be there.
Yeah.
We're like, I hate that area. I don't want to go there. And he'll look at me and be like, do you want to go there? I'm like, yeah, let's go.
Well, I try not to go into the alcoholic section of Trans Allegheny because I'm afraid I'm going to be admitted. But yeah, I recognize the floors. Those floors are creepy as hell in that section of the 4th floor. Just walking on those floors alone gives you just a bone chill up your back that, I didn't like that section.
He had a tripwire about halfway down it wasn't that hallway, it was the other alcoholic hallway. And when he did it, he put the battery in the one end and slid it down the hallway because he did not want to go down.
That's funny.
Wow.
So for everybody watching, the 4th floor is where the creeper's at.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we God, we chased him that one night for like what, a half hour, and that's the night that Anthony had the experience where he felt like somebody was choking him.
Yeah,
it was right there on that 4th floor. It's a great floor.
Wow.
Yeah, you get choked. Oh, it's wonderful.
Yeah.
So much fun.
Chasing the creeper and Anthony's getting strangled. That's a fantastic floor. That's not even the violent men's floor. That's the alcoholics floor.
Yeah.
All right, so here's the next one. Tala 1. So let's go ahead and play.
Yeah,
So that's going to be the going into the kitchen, on our way into the kitchen.
Is this the one in the kitchen? Okay, here we go.
It's on. I just turned it on.
Is there someone here with us?
So that one is the EVP overlay. But that was, we didn't like going in there, and it threw something at her, and it obviously did not like us in there either.
Yeah, there's something about that kitchen. It gives you that feeling like it doesn't want you there. Yeah.
Can we play that one again?
Yeah, one more time.
Chris, tell them about the picture I drew of the creep. Oh yeah, Anthony Simonelli also does spirit art. He does spirit art. He wears 2 body cams, and he brings really good cold cuts.
Yes, he does.
Nice.
He does.
So he drew the creeper. You can expound on that idea.
Yeah, so when we were, so they say the creeper crawls up the walls, and what I haven't talked to you guys about yet, that Audra and I are sensitives. I have been since I was a kid, so I see the energy sometimes. And we walked up onto the 4th floor, and I saw the creeper. I saw it going across the ceiling, going down the walls, and we followed it into one room. And cannolis, yeah. Yep, cannoli. We'll add to that in a second. And we chased him for about a half hour, and there was one point where we pinned him in one of the rooms. Well, he went into one of the rooms, and we were chasing him in there, and I literally felt an ice cold hand like this grip my arm, and I'm not one of those people that freak out. I get pissed. And I started going, you can't touch me. Don't lay a hand on me. We chased that creeper for another 15, 20 minutes, and Anthony drew a picture of him, and it was almost dead on to what I was seeing as I was chasing it.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah, he sent it to me on Facebook, and I got chills up my spine. It was weird. When you get,
can you pull that up before the end of the show? Can you pull it up and show it?
Anthony, send that to me on Facebook one more time so I can pull it up.
Yes. And cannolis.
So Jennifer and Bryan, and for everybody watching, Anthony is a true New Yorkan, right? Anthony Simonelli, forget about it, right? Mr. Forget About It.
Hey.
This man drives all the way from Queens.
It was our first time meeting him.
It was our first time meeting him face to face. We'd had him on the show. We're friends, for years. First time meeting him face to face. He brings donuts and cannolis from a bakery in Queens for us all the way from New York to Weston, West Virginia.
Well, he brought the Italian cold cuts all the way, same thing, and we were in what night? That was 4th night, wasn't it? So that was after White Hill.
Yeah.
So we were in Pennsylvania.
Third night.
Yeah, it was our third night.
Third night.
After Selma, before White Hill.
Right.
You're right. Selma. Right.
Yeah.
And then, he even had a specific flatbread that we weren't even aware of.
Oh, yeah. He had all the cold cuts and stuff for the food. He was taking it out of the car, and we were just staying for the night. Then we're driving to White Hill to the next 4th night of the 4 we did. So he just take all the equipment out of the car. So we got all the food, and you go, well, hold on, isn't there bread for the sandwiches? He goes,
Where's the bread?
It's under the equipment.
It's under the equipment. The bread was under the.
You won't get hungry with Anthony.
No,
He brings a lot of
tons of good and
Oh,
great.
you don't get hungry with Anthony.
He takes good care of you.
That's what all the food jokes and stuff are. He
Yeah.
brings something everywhere. When we went to Hinsdale, he brought food for us to eat and stuff there too. He is, if you ever get the chance to work, he's one of the most genuine people you'll ever meet in this field. Bar none.
Yeah.
I agree, Melissa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's fantastic. He really is.
And you should reach out to him. He does a show with Maureen Grodzinski on Thursday nights called Dimensions of the Supernatural.
Yep.
So
He's a fantastic dude.
Yeah.
Really fantastic dude.
I guess he's trying to say you should reach out to him and see if you can be guests.
yeah, I in fact use those words. You may want to reach out to him.
Yeah.
Yes.
To be guests. Because to reach out and be like, hi,
Yeah.
bye.
Reach out to him for a sandwich. That's what I'm saying.
I will.
Yeah.
And if you play 1940s music, he might send one.
Can he comment about sending the creeper picture?
No,
Not yet.
I haven't seen it yet. He may have fallen asleep. No.
Is he awake?
He's eating a cannoli.
Anthony's retired. Oh, there it is.
He sent it?
Yeah, let me share my screen.
Now, have Two Rivers, have you guys seen the creeper at all?
I've never seen it.
Okay. It'd be interesting if you could actually.
You and Ben saw something.
I saw a shadow figure at the end of that hallway. I don't know if it was. No, see, that's not what I saw. But all I saw was a head, but it was almost like it was just scared of us and hiding. But that is wild.
Yeah, so this is very similar to what I saw crawling up the wall.
That's crazy.
Almost looks like a frog person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Be amazing raking leaves, though.
Yeah. Should put him out front, damn it.
The front yard.
I like when they say something and Tony looks down like, we're partners with these people. I don't understand.
What's wrong? That was funny. Like, he's amazing raking leaves.
We always go to the fourth floor and force.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The fourth floor, the first floor, the hallway that leads down to the old 1800 section.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When Anthony, Teresa, Audra, and I were going down into that first section, we had just entered the door, and I had the most intense experience I've ever had. I saw a nurse cross the hallway, literally in front of us. And what really got me is she turned and looked at us, and she saw us. And I saw her do this, and it still gives me chills. I saw the nurse cross the hallway from one of the rooms. She turned and looked at the four of us standing there, and she's like, and turned and walked away and just dissipated. But the fact that I saw her and the fact that she saw us
Recognized, yeah.
was intense. It was an intense moment. Tala is just...
Didn't you think you saw something doing like a sensory in the lobotomy? Crawling? But it wasn't the creeper.
No, it was that lady that they were talking about.
Supposedly there's another like figure, kind of like the creeper in the lobotomy section of Trans Allegheny, and it crawls like it doesn't have any legs.
Wow. And what did you see there? You said you saw it.
So she was doing the sensory and kind of, I guess, felt like it was there or thought
visualized it.
But you actually saw something though, right, Brian? You actually said you'd seen.
Well, I saw a shadow figure on the fourth floor.
Okay, that's what I'm saying.
Like peekaboo with us, and then
That
go
was my
back down like a kid making sure you're gone.
That was my next question. Was it if you got interactive responses, whether it looked at you also?
Yeah, I mean, I felt like it was watching us, but
okay.
It was. I asked the other guys I was with, I was like, am I crazy? Do you guys see this too? I'm like, no, it's there.
Yeah.
Like, okay,
I was the only one that couldn't see it.
So the shows that have done Tala have depicted the creeper as something that's like dark and evil. Yeah, he had it on display. Yeah. So they always depicted the creeper as something as evil. The energy that I was picking up the couple times that we've been at Tala is the creeper very childlike.
Yeah.
I don't think it's creeping to scare people. I think it's creeping to watch. Because if you look at the history of Tala, it all makes sense. The third floor was the violent men's and women's ward, but the rest of the facility wasn't super violent. It was, some of the people that were put in there did nothing wrong. They weren't even crazy.
Yeah. They were women.
Yeah, I think when we did the public, it was like a plaque. Like, hey, this is why you were admitted to Trans Allegheny. And mine said being a woman.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, wow, great.
Yeah.
Go on.
Go on.
My
Yeah.
flat.
Yours was actually something that you would have been admitted for. Mine was just
Being a woman.
Being a woman, yeah. Hell, guys used to drop their women and children off.
Yep.
And they would admit them because they got $10 a head for them.
It's horrible.
I'm done with this one. Move to the next.
So
I'm talking about you.
yeah, this one is again in the alcoholic section at the end of the night.
Okay.
Toward the end of the night, but this was the last time we were on that floor. We weren't coming back up after this.
All right, here we go.
To leave you alone. If you want us to leave you alone, can you throw something? Or make all these purple lights light up? Or change colors? Something just got thrown. That was a very clear thrown. We're good. We got you. I'm not even gonna look. I don't want to know what it was. Nope.
I'm
out. Trying to figure out what it was.
That was
He
loud.
grabbed his tripwire. I grabbed my trail camera that was like halfway down the hall, and we got
I like that.
That was loud. And really not uncommon there.
Yeah, Ronald from ERT Radio was asking, "Where's that light from?" It was another IR light at the end of the hall, right?
It's the trail camera at the other end.
We had a guy with us, Jim from Restless Spirits, and that was his light. That was his camera that he had.
The camera recording, and I like that angle, but the camera recording, was that full spectrum?
Yes.
Yeah, you can tell by the purple, but that was a pink purple, yeah. But that was a neat shot. That's what I see when I get ready to get out of work. Just that light at the end of the
Almost there.
Run to the light, child. Run to the light.
I thought the same thing when I was watching it. That's a really cool shot.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the camera was sitting on a tripod, a really small tripod that just, if you close it up, it just kind of holds like a little handle.
Gotcha.
But then you can open it and extend it up. That's my trash. Convenient.
Yeah.
I like Tony's.
I think y'all were sitting on the floor.
Yeah, we were
like this?
We were sitting on the floor, kind of black. Only the bottom section of it folds out, but yeah.
Pretty solid.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the south section of the fourth floor, correct? You can always tell by that floor.
That's for you, Tony.
No such thing. No such thing.
Don't tell them
Jennifer
all
and
happened
Brian,
this
Tony
morning.
hates when people say Happy Monday.
Yeah.
There's no such thing.
He's
Yeah,
gonna tell.
it's
He's
not-
gonna tell
it's
you
not
guys
real.
what happened this morning. It was really happy Monday for him.
Oh.
Go ahead, baby.
Okay, Phoenix, Arizona. 7 in the morning. No, 6:30 in the morning is when I leave. Get to work. Get out of the car. Grab my bag. Grab my lunch. Grab my coffee. Shut the door. Take one step. Massive ice in the parking lot, which never happens in Phoenix.
Oh no!
Foot came right up. The other one was still in the air because I was getting ready to take the next step. Flew me all the way back. My work bags and everything went flying. Cracked my head on the parking lot. Oh my God, I couldn't believe it. I'm like, I just slipped on ice. Careful. I just slipped on ice in Phoenix.
More brain damage.
Wow. More brain damage. She said
Once every 30 years.
I thought when hell freezes over was just a saying.
It's true, and the thing is that you wouldn't even be like looking for it, right? You're not gonna be
20 years I haven't seen ice on the ground. I mean, in a parking lot but
yeah.
Apparently it dropped that
I lived
far.
in Phoenix for 37 years, and ice on the ground.
Rare.
Yes, very.
I don't ever remember seeing ice on the ground.
Yeah.
But you're okay though, right? You seem okay. I mean,
Yeah,
you seem okay.
I'm all right. banged up, but you know.
Tony said the paranormal community bumping his head only intensifies the evidence.
That's
true. Yeah.
I can't even tell you what I all saw.
I'm guessing the sky.
Well, I was still underneath the carport, so now I didn't even get to see that.
Oh wow! Oh,
I had something similar happen to me last year. I was coming down from a house off a wooden ramp, and it was frozen, and I slid the whole way down like a cartoon. My hands are going everywhere. I'm trying to like grab something to hold myself up, and I stopped. I hadn't fallen. I was like, great. I take one step, and there I go.
Wow.
See, but that's common here, y'all, not in Phoenix.
Yeah, I mean, I grew up in Wisconsin, so trust me, I'm well aware of ice in winter. It just never shows up here.
That's crazy.
Yeah, Tony didn't know where he was. Yeah.
I was on the ground. That's where I was.
I never had that happen, but I remember my parents told me a story years ago when they were coming out of a bakery in the winter and they were going to a party of this expensive birthday cake that was like custom made, whatever. And my mother turned around and she looked and my father was gone. And she looked and he had slid under the car and his hands were sticking out holding the box.
I saved the cake.
Saved it. Saved the cake. That's awesome.
Wow. Well, I'm glad you're all right from your
So
That's why we don't say Happy Monday.
oh, that could have happened any day. It just happened to be unhappy.
Your favorite day? Wow.
So, Bryan and Jennifer, I've got something for you.
Okay.
When you guys were there, did they let you go into the lobotomy section?
The second time.
The second time, yeah.
So we did a private there. There was, what, 15 of us?
Something like that.
About 15 of us did a private. We had the
This
place.
is our second time there, too.
Our second time there. We had the whole place to ourselves. And we go down, no red bucket jokes. I leave my equipment. We walk it, and where we feel the energy, we place our equipment. I carry no equipment all night long. Audra does. But we place our equipment, all of our cameras, our EVP recorders, wherever we feel the energy is the strongest, we just plop it. It's never. Sometimes it's in the locations like Lily's room or Dean's room, but for the most part, it's wherever we sense the energy, that's where we place it. And I place it on a red bucket. So when I go through at 4 a.m. and it's pitch black, I know my equipment's sitting on a red bucket. We placed this one in the lobotomy section. There was nobody in this section at the time that this EVP was recorded. Here it goes.
Wow.
That's creepy.
It's intense, right?
That's creepy.
That's intense. Like you can picture.
You can hear it.
Too. You can feel the
it.
Yeah.
You can feel the pain.
When I was doing the review on this one, I about shit myself. I was sitting right here in this office. I got 3 screens in front of me. I got a big, long speaker bar here for when I do EVPs. And Audra was in the other room, and oh my God, did you fucking hear that? And she's like, what? Come in here. I had chills up the back. My hair was standing on end, and there. And I replaced that is not amplified at all. That is what we caught. So if you amplify it right before where you saw the no scrolling, you can hear a male voice say no. And then they start whacking with the mallet. There was nobody in that section at all at that point in time. That was just the recorder sitting like completely. There was like an hour and a half recording prior to catching that. That was just dead silence.
Wow.
Yeah.
And it's wild that you can hear the hammer hitting the pick.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
That's the part that's like, oh.
Yes.
So I actually recently did some research on the doctor that did the lobotomies at Trans Allegheny. Over that guy's career, he did 4,000 lobotomies.
Wow.
His most famous lobotomy was he had a patient at Trans Allegheny, and he was hitting the mallet, and they were taking a picture of him for an article, and he posed for the picture as he was whacking and went too deep and killed the patient while they were taking the picture.
That's crazy. That is crazy. Oh my God.
Wow.
Well, if you think about it, the whole lobotomy process is pretty crazy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is. It's horrible.
Side effects might include death. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Insane.
Yeah.
Asylum.
Yes, yes.
Wow.
So this is the point in the show, Jennifer and Bryan, where we call shameless plugs. Where can people find you? Where can they reach out to you if they want you to do a private investigation up near Eden? Where can people find you? Where do you post your evidence? Where can people see it? This is where you spit it out. No shame. Just kick it out for it.
The only place that we are posting anything right now is Facebook, and you can find us at Two Rivers Paranormal of Eden on Facebook. But that's we're thinking about doing YouTube, but we just haven't got that far yet.
We have a TikTok, but that's new, and we have maybe a couple little videos on there.
Yeah.
Have you guys been to any of the parent cons? Because I was looking at you from before, and I feel like I recognize you.
No, we haven't.
Him, I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I feel like I've
He
seen
looks
him
like the
before.
guy from Two Rivers Paranormal, doesn't he?
Yeah.
He was on that really cool show, EVPE.
Yeah.
Do you guys have any upcoming investigation coming?
Yeah, New Year.
I think we're looking at doing Brushy Mountain in May.
Oh, nice. That's on our bucket list.
I think we're talking about Waverly in maybe September.
Ah, nice.
And then just returning to a couple places that that we've really enjoyed. St. Albans. I think we're doing St. Albans and Sweet Springs in the same weekend because only like an hour from each other.
Wow.
So kind of getting like an Airbnb somewhere in the middle.
Good
And
plan.
then, do like a Saturday night and a Sunday night, and then drive back Monday because it's only a 2-hour drive for us.
Yeah.
No, that's nice.
That's cool. You got a hell of a bucket list already forming.
Yeah.
For the 2 years, and you're going to find more places, and you're going to be like, "How did I never hear about this before?" It still happens to us, and we've been doing this for a while. Yeah, I don't know how far you are also from Virginia.
I can be in Virginia
20
like 20 minutes.
Yeah.
So on was it the
19th to the 21st?
To the 21st, we're doing our Statacom thing and part of the Hanover Tavern Paracon.
Yeah.
So if you guys are around, you want to come out, and then she can go, "Oh my goodness, that guy looks familiar."
I know him. I've seen him before.
I feel like I've seen him before.
But her too, but him more. I don't know.
So, and FYI, when you guys are up at Brushy Mountain, we have a really good friend of ours been on the show 3 or 4 times, Chris Sumner, that has a old haunted location jail that's only about 30 minutes from Brushy.
Really?
So
You can check that out.
Yeah.
I can connect you with Chris, and she can get you into that jail
And
too.
she's fab.
Yeah, that would be really cool.
I forget the name of the
Oh,
jail.
I
Yeah,
forgot the name of
that
the
place
jail.
it looks fantastic.
Yeah.
Every time we look at it, we just you feel like you want to go somewhere just when you see it. You don't even know why. That's why we just look at it and go, "That place looks cool." But yeah, she's fantastic. Her and doesn't what's her name do it with her? Miranda Young.
Yes,
Miranda.
Miranda Young.
Miranda.
Scott County Jail.
The historic Scott County Jail. Yep. It's literally 30, 40 minutes from Brushy.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I think we're going to make a weekend out of that also.
Yeah.
Out of Brushy.
I will connect with Jennifer on Facebook.
We weren't going to go anywhere else.
Oh.
We were just going to have a weekend. I mean, it's not far from Knoxville, so.
Oh.
Yeah, we're just going to have a weekend out of it.
I'll send you guys the info on the Paracon too in Hanover if you're able to come. If you can't, that's fine. But we figured if you're nearby,
Too far.
I know I'll send it to Scott Riddick too.
Yeah.
And if you ever make your way up to the Northeast, because we're in New Jersey, but we're right outside of New York City, there's a lot of places in New York State, upstate, lower New York State, Shanley Hotel, some places in South Jersey, the Ritz Theater, Jenny Colucci here from Parasite.
I want to go to.
No, I've got a cousin who lives in the southern part of New Jersey. I don't know exactly where.
Okay.
No, because she works in Manhattan, so it's got to be.
It's got to be right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it can be that. I mean, it could because I used to do it and drive an hour and a half, but it would be a long drive. So maybe she's closer to us.
And our audience tonight too, Jenny Colucci from Team Parasite. They run a place not too far from Philadelphia, Camden, New Jersey area. in Haddon Township. It's called the Ritz Theater, which is, we've been there multiple times. If you come up that way also, that's another really, really cool place. Yeah, look at her. Yeah, come to the Ritz in South. There you go.
Well, if you ever on out this way, just reach out.
Yeah, we'll connect you with anybody you want to meet or anywhere you want to go. We'll do what we can.
Or in Arizona.
Yeah, if you're just going for a 20-minute drive, just come on over. And
It's like 2,210 miles.
yeah, okay, so a couple day drive,
I mean, we drove 14 hours straight to Louisiana, taking turns. So,
How many hours?
Troopers.
14,
taking turns.
We did Louisiana this past year. We flew.
Oh yeah.
yeah, I'm terrified of flying. So we drove.
Well, from Charlotte to Phoenix, or from Charlotte to where Tony and Cherie are, is about a 23-hour drive.
Oh, yeah.
So
You guys are 2 hours north of us, so you're at about 25 hours.
you might be a little tired when you get here, but hey, don't have a mansion tour.
All we gotta do is get on 40 and just go to Arizona and then.
You may not feel your buttocks afterwards, but that's okay.
But that's only because when you get there, you have to just be careful about the ice.
Scott just mentioned they're doing the Trivet Clinic. Scott, reach out to us. We would love to do the Trivet Clinic again.
There you go. Shamley Hotel, Nappaneck, New York is good. Chris Nuara from Trinity, also really good dude. He mentioned Hinsdale House. If you've heard of the Hinsdale House, yeah, there you go. Shamley and Hinsdale House are two very, very cool places.
Yeah, we'd like to do some.
Ben's done his.
Feel free to reach out to any of us. We can definitely get you into locations. We've got the Montgomery House down here. We can get you in.
That's good.
Yeah.
That house.
We've got a couple up here that we've recently learned are a little haunted. We got a restaurant that we go to frequently where they'll hear walking in the attic, and then they were talking about it. I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna, can I pop up in the attic real quick and look?" And when I got up there, there's no way you can walk through it at all because it's too short. It's hands and knees at the highest point, and then toward the back where they're hitting the footsteps, you can't even, crawl on your belly.
Well, you haven't met Rod and Lourdes. They could probably walk through there.
Yeah. True. If we get married, we can stand on top of our own wedding cake.
I better be doing the ceremony.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yep. At a haunted location.
Father Christoph.
Damn straight.
There you go. Trans Allegheny might do it.
Yeah. So, do you guys have a website also, or?
Working on it?
We don't have it. No, we're working on that.
So just Facebook. They have Facebook.
Facebook is good. Okay, so yeah, so Two Rivers Paranormal, definitely people watching should look them up. And if anybody watching has any suggestions of places or can connect them with something, we're all about the unity here too. By all means, proactively suggest to them as well. I don't know how active you guys want to be doing investigating, but we may have just filled your calendar, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's fine. I know I saw something in the comments about Wilmington. There is.
There you go. Joan Costello.
I don't remember the name of the bar. No, it's not the Elephant. It's
Anthony, I'll bring the food.
It's one. If you've been to Wilmington, there's an alleyway. They built it around an alleyway. You know what I'm? Well, like you go inside, you're in one room, and then you cross an old alleyway to get to the other part of the bar.
I think that's the.
That's not the elephant. That's not the blind elephant, though.
I think it is.
The lady who owned it originally was a supposed big, large, scary lady, and she would. If people would go in there like mess with the waitresses, or if you were a pervert and you went into like the women's bathroom as a man, she'd throw you out. So now the story is if you're a man now and you go into the women's bathroom, she'll supposedly appear and try to like chase you out. Or you'll get like a sick feeling or a choking feeling or something tugging at you. I haven't tried it, but
not yet. A couple more shots.
Yeah. And a blindfold.
They want me to go that way.
Well, you guys have been fantastic. Thank you so much for coming on the show. And
great
very
show.
happy.
Yeah, this is fun. Thank you.
Thank you.
Very happy that Scott with PPAT connected us with you guys. It was a fantastic
thanks,
show.
Scott.
You guys are fantastic investigators. Keep it up and keep doing what you're doing. It's keep the paranormal going in the para community, the para unity. There's my one word. In the para community, the para unity must continue. And judging by your investigation techniques and the evidence that you guys have produced tonight, you've got the integrity. You've got what this community needs to continue moving forward in the community. So it's nice having you guys on. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Appreciate you guys. Make sure you hook up with all of us. We've got places that we can connect you guys with. And we'd love to do an investigation with you guys. You guys are so close. So
absolutely, no, that would be fun.
Yeah, Montgomery House is completely worth the trip, Everett.
Everett. If you guys haven't investigated with Everett yet, you haven't experienced an investigation.
I hope they come to because Scott Reddick wants me to send him the info on the Paracon in Virginia we're doing in 2 weeks, whatever. I hope they come. I hope he comes too. We haven't met him, but they've been awesome through this whole. I know we're going to see Todd and Carmela next weekend where we're going.
It's Everett. All right, guys. If you want to go up into Eden, North Carolina, and do some investigations with some great people, you got to go to Two Rivers Paranormal. You got to get with Jennifer. You got to get with Bryan. If you want to get thrown out of a bathroom by a really big bitch, you got to go to Wilmington, North Carolina, and do an investigation at the bar. But most of all, guys, you got to stay haunted. We'll see you next week. Happy New Year. Welcome back, everybody.
Night.
Bye.
Good night.
Can you give me a name? What's your name?